Finding the balance between, the wine, the cider, the food, it's all just such a magical part of what I do.
So balancing where the things are coming from and flavor-wise, trying to balance everything on the plate. Stacy is definitely the creative driving force, I would say, and the spreadsheets and ordering and focusing on, the minutia that she doesn't really find too interesting. So I think it balances.
Being here, it's the farmers lists, what's coming in seasons, the micro seasons. We're living in such an incredible place. And why wouldn't you want to taste the way that place is right at that moment?
On one of these trees just behind us here, there's one branch that is identifying itself differently. So it's like theoretically or possibly a new apple variety. And so we tagged it last year and we're hoping that it will have done it again this year. And I'm very excited because there is some really amazing things that can happen naturally in apple orchards. This is how ambrosia, a very classic apple variety we were just talking, is like a found apple variety in someone's orchard, and then they patented it and released it to the world.
Their product is just so nuanced, and the tasting in them is so interesting. Not just working with apples, but pears and apricots and peach and whatever else grows on their farm. So it's it really is the Okanagan go-to cidery, in my opinion. We're trying to open a hyper-local restaurant, so we really needed to figure out really quickly what the flavors were of the Okanagan. And so I think we reached out to Anna and we're like, hey, can we come talk to you about apples?
I tend to go for Crabby-Pear the most because it's got high acidity, which is one of my favorite things in a beverage.
Especially when you're eating it with food, honestly. You're drinking it with food.
Yeah.
The acidity is so good. Farmers grow such incredible things. The flavors are just so much more pronounced, so much more balanced. When you have those ingredients, you really don't have to do a lot to it because they are so naturally beautiful.
Two things are most challenging with farming is timing. Timing is very hard to get right. You have to plant at the right time. You don't want to plant too late, you don't want to plant too early, but you want to take advantage of the other thing that's challenging, which is weather. We don't till anything, so when you till the soil, it really breaks it down and destroys all the relationships that are in each level of the soil. Even the biology, like the worms and the microbes and the nematodes, they all have a role to play. And if you break that down every year, then it takes a long time to build up.
And it's working, you can just tell. You can just tell.
So it's regenerative farming, no-till farming, those kinds of things. So there's less disease, there's less pest pressure. So even if we have aphids or something like that, the plants are so resilient. If you build good biology in the soil and you have a good, healthy immune system, then maybe the fungi will come around, but it will be able to fight it because it's healthy, because it has everything it needs. It's a pharmacy in the soil, and it will be able to draw from that, and it won't be taken down by it.
It's all this beautiful interconnected balance, you know, of
well, you can't farm in a bubble, right? Because nature doesn't operate in a bubble.
I think it's such a cool part of what you're doing, because it could be as simple as going and spraying something on your plants, but it's that's not, you're literally finding other things that release things that help save your farm.
Yeah.
It's super cool to me.
If we wouldn't eat it or we wouldn't serve it to our family, then it's not going on the plant.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%. It's so strong. It's so good. Just fennel.
There's the seeds.
They're so tiny.
I know.
So what do you think the most satisfying part about growing all this food is?
Working with you guys.
Oh, stop.
Well, no, because if I just grow the food and nobody really truly appreciates it, you guys take the raw product, I try to bring it into its full essence of what it's meant to be, and then you just elevate it and you turn it into art.
Turns out that foraging is just a lot of picking things and putting it in your mouth and seeing if it tastes good.
Only if you know what it is, though.
Look at these guys. This is an Oregon grape. super tannic, but they can make like a really, really nice sauce.
Really sour.
Woo!
They make like a really nice jelly for like a dessert.
I really like roasted meats with them too.
But sumac kind of got me into foraging, to be honest. We naturally want to cook with lemons, and those don't grow here. So I started researching what grows here that's acidic. Sumac came up, Oregon grape came up, and I just took a deep dive into the flavors that we could find here. It's more alternative forageables. Like most chefs aren't looking for wild sumac or rose hips.
Yeah.
They're looking for morels and chanterelles and
Pine mushrooms.
this is not that zone. Diving into berries, like edible greens, roots and spices, it's kind of, that's what we can get. It's hard to make a whole meal from, but it adds a lot of like interesting flavors to our dishes as additions.
One of the things I love most about the Okanagan is just like the different ecosystems. You know, this morning we were picking things that look like we could have been in the desert, and now we're up here with the firs, with the grasses. It's just like the difference is incredible, and we're not even 20 minutes away, you know? So I'm poaching our pears in a little bit of cider. Why I do that, I really like the flavor that it imparts, because as the pears cook, they take in the flavors of the cider and really just like meld together to bring this beautiful balance. And I think it's a really great way to celebrate all of the great fruit, but also all of the great ciders that we have in the Okanagan Valley.
Buying ingredients from someone like Karla adds to the balance in the valley, because for her to exist, she needs restaurants to use her product. And for us to exist, we need her to keep growing amazing food.
It's like the most satisfying part of this job is like this moment, like having the food that we're eating, fostering conversation around the table. And like I get to look out on the patio when I'm cooking and see this, people having this moment all the time. So to actually sit here and experience it is extraordinarily satisfying to me. So cheers, 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 you guys. Thank you for being here.